Switching gears, our only saving grace for South Florida sports, none other than the Florida Panthers. The only team that's won in recent history. Of course, we've seen the Heat make the finals.
I was watching. Max and I were down there for the entire playoff run, and the other day I just took it upon myself to watch all the stuff that on the ice when they won the cup, that we got access to them hoisting the cup like 80,000 times, pictures and everything, and then that parade. Oh, my eyes welled up.
Yeah.
It's just so. It brought me right back. That parade, the feel of winning the Stanley Cup, and for the whole fan base to be down there.
And also like for winning it for the first time.
Yeah.
That's what made it even more special. It's like this is the first time that the Panthers were able to taste this success.
It was their 30 years
Yeah.
as being a team, right?
And you see that the fan base takes a lot of slack from the Northeast, that it's just all fair weather.
Florida's not really a hockey market.
Yeah, it's
Florida's
not a hockey
really
town.
A hockey
They
market.
can't do it.
Suck it, Boston.
The entire South Florida is a fair weather. Like, I don't want to say fair weather, but it's an event town. Let's put it that way.
Oh, yeah.
There are those type of fans, but man, there are hardcore Panthers fans
For sure.
who just. They were in tears down there that day. And lately, we have this new season. They are in sort of a period right now. We dealt with this last year as well, where they're losing a bunch of games in a row. If you watch the games, they've lost their scoring touch just a little bit. The shots on net aren't quite hitting their target. But lo and behold, that Devils game where they won 2-1 in a shootout.
How good is Anton Liddell?
Oh, yes. Yeah, and you get reminded of all these stars that just had their moments last year, and they come out, and speaking of that, in that game, the thing that kind of turned, there was nothing going on, no scoring in the first two periods, and then you have Matthew Tkachuk, massive hit, I forget who he hit, and it just all of the Devils just pummeled him, attacked him. Of course, he's the only guy who goes to the penalty box, but that changed the energy of that game, and in my opinion, led to giving the Panthers an opportunity to win that thing in a shootout. Yeah, stuff like that.
A spark like that is exactly what they need, because I have it written down. They haven't had a win streak. They haven't won consecutive games since December 20th and 22nd. Mm-hmm. And that can't work as you get closer to the All-Star break, as you're looking to take over the division, of course. Toronto right now, as of Wednesday, has they have a 1-point lead.
Oh, they'll blow it.
Over it.
Oh, coming from the Maple Leaf guy over there.
Native.
I've been following that team for quite some time as well.
They're tied for fourth in the Eastern Conference right now. So, a game like that, a win like that, that's the kind of spark that they need to really, push it forward.
I was kind of reading this, just keeping up with the Athletic and stuff, and Patrick Hornquist, now works in the Panthers front office. He kind of had a conversation with the team. Is like, going back-to-back Stanley Cups is difficult. Going 3 straight years is even more difficult.
Right.
And I remember reading in the article, and I forgot exactly who wrote it, but the key that Patrick Hornquist made was there are going to be ups and downs in the season, no matter what. It doesn't matter what point it is. But he made an emphasis to make sure that it's important to get off to a good start. That way, when you get to the All-Star break midway through the season, you're tired, because that is a lot of hockey if you're trying to make 3 straight Stanley Cup finals.
Yeah, I mean, they've had 2-month breaks.
Right.
For 2 years in a row.
And you look at it. You look at it right now. Yeah. They're 1 point away from the division lead. Mm-hmm. Even in the midst of this inconsistent middle part of the year, they got off to such a good start to the season to be able to afford that little lull in the season where, we're heading in the All-Star break. They're not playing their best hockey right now, but look at it. They're 1 point away from the division lead. So, and to base off what Evan said earlier, talking about the Florida Panthers fans, when we were down there all 3 years, we couldn't believe. For me personally, it was like, maybe it is like a little entertainment town, whatever. But I don't know, Evanson, how many people did we run into where, like you said, die hard, 30 years, been waiting all this time. It's been such a joy as a South Florida guy all my life, to know that South Florida has become a hockey market. And we'll talk about it all the time. It's the trade that changed this franchise, and we just talked about him, was Matthew Tkachuk.
Heck yeah. There's no question for the reasons that I alluded earlier. And you're right, Max. I mean, it's almost more satisfying than an entire city who's just like a bunch of zombies all into the same team because that's who they need to be into because they live in that city. I mean, there is there's a different type of passion down here if you're a Panthers fan because all those years when you were just, hiding in your cave watching Panthers games, it's grown and
you
grown.
You could get glass seats for like $75 to whatever game you wanted to, whatever.
Yeah, people have had those experiences too when they were kids. And to show this team off to the entire world and to be Stanley Cup champions. Now there's the Winter Classic that's going to be coming up in 2025 against the Rangers.
So 26, the start of 26.
Yeah. Right,
yes.
The 26, officially the 25-26 season. But yeah, to be able to show off, again, like, look, we're the Winter Classic team now, you know what I mean? It's right at where the
Winter
Marlins
in
play.
Florida, how about it?
Yeah, and this team is so deep. You mentioned Aaron Ekblad has been out for the past few games, and the defense, again, and I mean, Spencer Knight was just...
Outstanding last night. Outstanding last night.
Which is great to see. He's been through a lot emotionally and with his career. And now during the national anthem, when people yell...
Red? Or Knight. Sorry, Knight. Sorry.
His name is Spencer Knight, not Spencer Red. It actually means something. And Sam Reinhart, I just thought I'd mention this. In that Philly game, he scored his 5th shorthanded goal of the season. 5 shorthanded goals from Sam Reinhart. Panthers have 11 of those, but Reinhart became the second NHL player in the past 20 years to have 5 or more shorthanded goals in a season. We're not even halfway through the season.
No.
He could break that record, and he's a special guy. On special teams.
It's such a weapon to just be able to throw out Sam Reinhart on a penalty kill. No problem, because at any point you can get a goal to change the lead or change the direction of the game. I mean, you look at his stats: 27 goals, second in the league. He's got 51 points, tied for 11th in the league. Like the Panthers did a very smart thing because, again, almost like the Tyreek Hill situation. Like, do we have enough cap space to keep this guy?
Right.
And the fact that the Panthers pulled that trigger to make sure he stayed around. Such a key move for them.
Yeah, they lost like the Ekman Larsons. They lost a few other guys.
Brandon Montour.
Montour, yeah, right. Like 2 days after the parade, they lost Montour. There's a couple other guys. I'm trying to think at the top of my head some key guys, but obviously they're backup Stolars and whatnot. But they filled the holes nicely, and they're doing a great. I think they're going to get out of this. If you want to call it a slump, by their standards, it is.
Yeah.
And they're going to be right there for that second straight Stanley Cup.